Kilgore North is an American Christian Reconstructionist theorist and economic historian. North has authored or co-authored over 50 books on topics including Christian theology, economics, and history. He is an associated scholar of the Ludwig von Mises Institute. He is known for his advocacy of biblically influenced, radically libertarian economics and also for his support for theocracy. He supports the establishment of religious law, a view which has put him in conflict with other libertarians. Particularly controversial are his views on capital punishment, which he believes is appropriate punishment for a wide variety of crimes. Education and background. North grew up in Southern California, the son of FBI Special Agent Samuel W. North, Jr. and his wife, Peggy. North converted to Christianity in high school and began frequenting conservative bookstores in the Los Angeles area during his college years. Between 1961 and 1963, while an undergraduate student at University of California, Riverside, North became acquainted with the works of Wilhelm Röpke, Rose Wilder Lane, Cornelius Van Til, Austrian school economists Eugen Bohm von Bauer, Ludwig von Mises, F.A. Hayek, and Murray Rothbard, and also read the works of Calvinist philosopher Rousseau's John Rushdoony. Later he married Rushdoony's daughter, collaborated with him and eulogized Rushdoony in a blog post on LuRockwell.com. Career. Starting in 1967, North became a contributor to the libertarian journal The Freeman, where he had first read the work of Ludwig von Mises and Friedrich Hayek. In the 1970s, he was the director of seminars for the Foundation for Economic Education. North received a Ph.D. in history from the University of California, Riverside in 1972. His dissertation was The Concept of Property in Puritan New England, 1630 to 1720. He served as research assistant for Libertarian Republican Congressman Ron Paul in Paul's first term. North is a regular contributor to the LuRockwell.com website, which lists an extensive archive of his articles there. North's own website, GaryNorth.com, posts commentary on religious, social, and political issues and offers paid access to investment advice and other premium content. North also publishes a blog called Deliverance from Debt, which provides advice about relief from debt. Another North website, Free Christian Curriculum, seeks to provide a free Christian homeschooling curriculum for children from age 3 through grade 12. Ron Paul Curriculum. In addition, North offers the Ron Paul Curriculum, a homeschool online curriculum associated with former U.S. Congressman Ron Paul, which is free for grades K-5 and available to paid members from grades 6 to 12. As Director of Curriculum Development, North has outlined 4 goals of the educational project: providing a detailed study of the history of liberty, teaching a thorough understanding of Austrian economics, serving as an academically rigorous curriculum that is tied to primary source material rather than textbooks, and teaching the biblical principle of self-government and personal responsibility, which North calls the foundation of the market economy. Christian, Bible-based economic methodology. North has written that the starting point for all economic analysis lies in the fact that God cursed the earth in Genesis chapter 3 verses 17 to 19. This made scarcity an inescapable fact of man's existence. In his 1982 Dominion Covenant, Genesis, North wrote that mainstream modern economics, whether libertarian, conservative or liberal, is in disintegration, because it is humanist in its approach and consequently rejects the notion that biblical revelation is necessarily for sound economic theory. He also read that economics must begin with the story of creation if it is not to collapse into total chaos. Proposed Christian theocratic political and social order. A 2011 New York Times article identified North as a central figure in Christian Reconstructionism, the philosophy which advocates the institution of a Christian theocracy under Old Testament law, the best form of government, and a radically libertarian one. North has written, "I certainly believe in biblical theocracy." The article also described North as the leading proponent of Christian economics, which applies biblical principles to economic issues and the free market. North supports the abolition of the fractional reserve banking system and a return to the gold standard. According to the Times, North believes that the Bible forbids inflation, welfare programs, and also writes that God would prefer gold money to paper. Range of capital offenses. North favors capital punishment for a range of offenders, including murderers, blasphemers, children who curse their parents, male homosexuals, and other people who commit some of the acts deemed capital offenses in the Old Testament. North stated that the biblical admonition to kill homosexuals in Leviticus is God's law and its morally appropriate sanction, arguing that God is indeed a homophobe who hates the practice and those who practice it, and hates the sin and hates the sinner. North has said that capital punishment should be carried out by stoning, because it is the biblically approved method of execution and it is cheap due to the plentiful and convenient supply of stones. Religious liberty. North said, "We must use the doctrine of religious liberty to gain independence for Christian schools until we train up a generation of people who know that there is no religious neutrality, no neutral law, no neutral education, and no neutral civil government. Then they will get busy in constructing a Bible-based social, political and religious order which finally denies the religious liberty of the enemies of God." Adam C. English suggests that this quote implies that religious liberty is a useful tool to Christians in the present, yet is ultimately to be denied to anyone who is not Christian once the Christians are in power. English argues that although this may seem inconsistent, North and his fellow Reconstructionists understand liberty in a theological sense. According to the Reconstructionists, anyone outside of the Christian faith is in bondage, and so, government by rigorous theonomy is not oppressive but liberating. Y2K. North was also a prominent promoter of the Y2K scare during the late 1990s, earning him the nickname Scary Gary. His main website became dominated by links to extremist predictions for Y2K damage, including widespread collapse of governments, financial institutions and more. North declared on his homepage that Y2K may be the biggest problem that the modern world has ever faced, and labeled 2000 as the year the Earth stands still. Critics said the motivation for North's predictions was linked to his Christian Reconstructionist aims, which require widespread societal collapse to set the stage for a new theocratic order. North made the connection explicit in communications with fellow Reconstructionists. The Y2K crisis is systemic. It cannot possibly be fixed. I think it will wipe out every national government in the West. Not just modify them, destroy them. That is what I have wanted all my adult life. In my view, Y2K is our deliverance. Publications: Institute for Christian Economics. North is the founder of the Institute for Christian Economics, which publishes online books and magazines focusing on Christian ethics. ICE, along with Dominion Press in Tyler, Texas, are important sources for Reconstructionist publications, books and newsletters. North has authored or co-authored more than 50 books, many of which are available for free download. For many years, North has been the author and editor of the newsletter The Remnant Review. He also provides Gary North's Reality Check, a free e-newsletter.